everyone. Take a minute to get started. Hope everyone is having a great day and a great start to your week. Make sure we have everything in the right spot here. I'm going to take a couple seconds and see if we have some people pop on before I get started with the project. As always, it takes a few minutes for Facebook to catch up, so we'll just give it a couple seconds here. Today is Tuesday, October 29th, 2019. I'm going to put the date in the videos because as I upload them onto YouTube, looking at old videos and sharing old product might get confusing to some people. So I just want to make sure I start adding some information about when we're talking and chatting and going live here. These videos can all be found on YouTube. I do have a YouTube channel and I try to get them uploaded afterwards if you want to follow my YouTube channel. Hi, Shelly. Just waiting a couple minutes and letting everybody pop on. I do have a couple of things to share while we're waiting. So there's a couple of new items that are going to be available November 1st. The first one is the Christmas Time is Here suite, and it's a really pretty distinctive rose, Christmas rose, and it has all kinds of embellishments with the kit. It has ribbon, it does have dies. It's a two-piece set, so it has the outline of the rose, and I try to get a better printout so that I could show you, but I'm going to post these on my Facebook page so that you can get a real close look at each of the items. So it does have some DSP. There's actually even a little bracelet that comes in the large bundle. You can get the entire bundle that has the DSP, the dies, the ribbon, the embellishments, the bracelets, and both stamp sets for $112.50. The item number for that is 153947. And then you can get just the stamps and the dies in a second bundle. That's item number 153944 for $61. So again, this will be available November 1st, and I'm going to post more details on my Facebook page so you can see them up close and in person a little bit better. The second item that's actually going to be available to customers on November 1st is our brandy new paper trimmer. The paper trimmer is item number 152392. It's $25 in the US, and this paper trimmer I've showed you in a video before, but it's really awesome. It does go out to 17 inches. In the bend here where the arm folds in, there's marks so that you don't lose any marks along your ruler line. When you fold it back down, this whole line here is the 5.5 mark. So when you're cutting your paper for your card bases, you actually have a line that goes the entire way, which is kind of cool. The other thing I love about it is no more of the mechanism that holds it in place. It just sort of catches now, so that's really cool. And I like this piece here that butts up. It allows you to cut some smaller pieces of paper without issues like our old paper trimmer did. That one frustrated me on our old paper trimmer. The paper trimmer does come with the scoring blade as well as a cutting blade, and the cutting blade replacement pack is $12, and you're actually going to get 4 blades now, and that's item number 152391. So you won't ever have to replace your scoring blade, but the cutting blades will dull over time, of course, as much as you use it. So again, that's November 1st. That's going to be available, and it's a really nice paper trimmer. I've actually cut 2 pieces of cardstock at a time, and it works really slick. It's really nice. My next update is for locals. The next card class at Parish Treasures is November 13th, 6 to 8 p.m. It's, again, $12 or free with your $30 purchase, and I'll get more information about that out in email and posted on Facebook as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. This is the project we're going to be making tonight, and it's featuring the Varied Vases stamp set and punch. We're going to make just this little thank you card using this bundle. All right, so we're going to set that aside. The first thing that you need is a piece of Whisper White that measures 5.5 by 8.5. That's just, again, your card base, standard size card base. I have a piece of gray granite that measures 4 by 5.25. And then I have the biggest circle out of the stitched frame, stitch-shaped dies. Boy, that was a mouthful tonight. The stitch-shaped framelets. So it comes ovals, circles, and squares. My squares are hidden underneath here, but and these are the stitched frames. So this circle actually comes from the circles, and it's the largest circle in that set. All right, so let's take our card base first, and we'll create the card. Take my bone folder here. All right, so to get the background on this card, I actually used our masks that are meant for the embossing paste. So there's several different masks in the annual catalog, and there's actually some new ones that are in the new holiday catalog as well. But these are the ones in the annual catalog. So there's some clouds, there's bricks, there's this really cool medallion one here. But I'm going to use these little diamonds here. So that's how I created my background. And all I did is I laid this on top of my background like this, and I'm going to take my gray granite ink and just a sponge dauber, and I'm just going to randomly ink all over the background here. And I didn't really want it uniform. You could do the whole piece, but I was just doing a portion of it just as a little background to my card here. So then you pick it up and you've got your little background. Hi, Sue. How are you? All right, so then we're going to, oh, I mistook. While we have the gray granite out, I actually went a little bit further with the ink, and I inked around the edges of the gray piece. Just gives it a little extra dimension, I think. Okay, so there's that. Made a mess with my sponge dauber. So this piece can actually then get glued right onto, oh no, I lied. We're going to first use a piece of our, this is the, let me get it right, crinkle seam binding, which is crushed curry. And this stuff is awesome. I've used it in a video before, but I really wish we had it in other colors. It's so soft and easy to use, and it makes it really easy to make bows. So all I'm going to do is cut a strip of this off, and I'm just going to glue it onto the bottom of my card like this. So I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to take a piece of tear tape just to hold it in place, or a couple pieces of tear tape, I should say. How'd you guys like the nice warm weather in northern New Hampshire this morning, all day today? We actually cooked out on the grill, which was nice. We're holding on to summer. All right, so then I just glued it right to the bottom there. And now I'm going to glue the card to the card base. Okay, then we can set that aside. So I'm going to take my circle and I use the So Saffron ink. And the stamp that I use for the background is just, it's actually what's meant to fill in these flowers here from this varied vase set. And I'm just going to use it to sort of set myself up with a little background. And I stamped it over a couple of times over each other. So there is that. Now I'm going to take a scrap of Whisper White, and my vase is stamped with the gray granite. And I'm going to stamp it upside down because the punch, when you go to punch it out, you'll see it's actually upside down on the punch. And then while I have the gray granite, I'm going to stamp my little thanks on my little scrap here. And then this is the punch. The punch has, it actually punches out several of the vases that are in the kit. Punches out a little flower and the little greenery as well. So I just used the punch, just punched out this one little vase here. And I took the sprig punch and used, this is what I'm going to use for my greenery. I punched the sprig a couple of times. And this is out of Pear Pizzazz. So I, again, to create my little vase full of greenery, I used a piece of tear tape and went down the top of the vase, peeled it off, and I'm going to use one sprig just as it came out of the punch. Actually, I'm going to do the other one first. I am just butterfingers this evening. The second one I'm going to give a little haircut, so I'm just going to chop off this little piece down here. So we only need one little piece, and that's what's going to be in the center. And then we're going to glue the other one right behind it. So then we have some, it's a little bit fuller in our little base, like that. And then I'm going to take some dimensionals, and my mini dimensionals escaped me, so I'm just going to cut down the big ones and put a couple of dimensionals on the back of my vase. And that's what's going to get glued onto my little circle here, like that. We can glue our little circle right onto the card base. I'm going to take this crinkle seam binding again. And like I said, I hope they make this in other colors because I just love it. It's just so soft and easy to use. And as I say that, I will probably struggle to get this bow right because that's just how it goes. But and I actually really like this yellow too. It's a nice fall color too. All right, so I'm gonna give it a little trim. I'll glue the bow on with a glue dot. Right in the center, and that's going to go right here on the bottom of the card. And then last but not least, we're going to go back to our little thanks that I cut out. And I'm just going to free cut it. And I opted to cut the end at just a little angle. And I did ink around it just a little bit. And we can put that on with a little glue dot, just like so, or two. Make sure it stays. And there we go. And there's our little thanks card. Just a quick and simple little project using the Very Vases set, and reminding you that our little masks can actually be used for something else. I think this one would be actually a really cool background on a card. Have to try that one out. So I hope you enjoyed this evening's little project. I hope you'll try it out and share it with me. And I appreciate you guys popping on and interacting with me as always. I hope you have a great evening and a great rest of your week. Happy stamping!